Hi, my name is Dr. Tobias. I'm a management consultant, meditation teacher, and a yogi. And today I would like to show you how you can establish and keep up a regular yoga practice. And it's not so much about the days where you're euphoric or thrilled by the idea of doing yoga. It's more for those other days. Actually, I've been working as a consultant for many years and have been traveling a lot and had very busy business schedules, and I was trying to keep my practice, and there are a couple of things that I found out that helped me, and I would like to share them with you now. And it's basically 6 tips, and yeah, that's what we're gonna look at now. Number 1, and this one is essential for me. It is defining a minimum yoga practice. And a minimum yoga practice contains 2 things for me. First of all, how often per week do I want to practice? Once a week, twice a week, every day? That's something to consider. The second thing is how long or what should the practice be? It could be 10 minutes, it could be a couple of sun salutations, it could be different poses, like, for instance, triangle. Tip number 2, set a default sequence. Well, what I mean with that is pick some yoga poses that are good for you for these hard days and bring them into a sequence that makes sense for you. The big advantage is you do not have to think when you're already tired or resistant to practicing anyway, like do I do some twists, do I some hip openers, some forward bends, what should I do, how many, and which order, and so on. Honestly, this trick has worked for me very, very well and was really big help for me to get my practice going. And basically I have 2 default sequences that I use. One is some sun salutations, a certain number that I always practice, and the second one is hip openers that I use for traveling. The cool thing about the default sequence is that afterwards I'm always happy because I've done what I had aimed at, and so this keeps me motivated to go on. And instead of frustration, oh, I skipped a day without a practice, I have done my minimum practice. And this is really cool. Tip number 3, set a default time for your practice. Which time of the day is easy for you, and where are you more in charge or more in control? For me, I'm a morning person, and also it's the only time of the day where I have full control and can make a reservation of that time to my yoga practice. So the morning is very good for me. All I have to do is to get up a bit earlier, which sometimes still is challenging, of course. Tip number 4, stick to the same time of the day. It just makes it a bit easier to get into the new rhythm that you want to build up. Number 5, don't make any exceptions for the first 3 weeks. It just takes time to build up your new regularity in your practice and to make it second nature. And when you start running, for instance, it is generally said that it takes 3 weeks to get into it. I've been running marathon for a couple of years, and the 3 weeks rule has helped me very well. Number 6, keep track of your practice and look for something that is motivating you. For instance, I use a gadget on my iPhone where I color the days that I've practiced, and if I have a lot of green squares in my monthly overview in my calendar, that means I've practiced a lot. And for me it's very motivating to see the streak of yoga that I've done so far. And so there are also other possibilities. Use symbols like stars or whatever. Maybe it is something else that motivates you, but go and look for that and then keep track of your practice. That's a really good thing. Let's summarize the 6 tips. First, define a minimum practice. How often and how long will you practice? Second, Define a default sequence that you use on hard days. Third, determine the default time of your day where you're going to practice. Fourth, use the same time. That is very helpful. Fifth, no exceptions for 3 weeks. And sixth, keep track and motivate yourself. I hope you enjoyed it, and also share with me what are your experiences with these tips and what helps you to keep your yoga practice up and going. Looking forward to hearing from you. So long, take care. Dr. Tobias.